G'day there folks, I'm Beanie, you're watching Beanie Draws, and as you can probably tell from the beginning of this video, it's going to be a little bit different. I've decided what I'm going to try and do to make my teaching a little bit easier is I am going to pre-draw my, and that little vibrate sound was just me turning my phone onto silent. Figured what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a sketch of what I want the composition of my dinosaurs or whatever I end up drawing to look like, and then give you guys a brief look of what will be coming, and we will draw it, but a lot better. Well, we'll try to draw it a lot better anyway. So as you can see here, we have ourselves a more scientifically accurate depiction of Spinosaurus. The pencil that we'll be using is a Bic mechanical pencil, 0.5mm HB. Although, to be honest, you can use any pencil you want really. HB is a lot better. You can use wooden pencil, you can use mechanical pencil, any brand, doesn't matter. As long as it puts lead on the page, that's all you really need to care about. To be honest, you could even use a pen if you really want, but this is a layout stage. Layout stage is a lot easier with pencil. So, you won't be seeing this drawing for the rest of this video, for the most part, because I will be drawing it. So, can't really draw it when the book is on my page. So, shuffle this over to the side, and I will teach you how to draw what I just showed you. So, to do that, what we will want is a cylinder, a sort of a fattish cylinder. A fattish cylinder because you wouldn't want a proper cylinder because it'd be too straight. A fattish cylinder shape or a square. Fattish cylinder because that will be the back and that will be the stomach. And my book is casting too much shadow. There we go. And because it'll be a cylinder, we'll have it sort of shaped like that. That will also act as our shoulder area. And because this image is looking a little bit dark, I'm just going to bump up the exposure. Don't mind me for a second. I'm going to try and make this video not require any editing. Okay, so we've got the shoulder area. This kind of around here will be the hip, and then what we want to do, I'm just going to put a brief little shape, maybe a triangle, I guess. And as a viewer just recently pointed out in one of my videos, what's it called? I forgot the name of it. Triangles, whatever that organization, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, is confirmed apparently. it'll come back to my head one day, I'm sure. Maybe through this video. But anyway, what we want here, back to the point, is a sort of a bit of a shape like that. Another thing that I'll actually just point out before I get too much further is your image may be a little bit different to how my drawing ends up, because my page is a little bit angular because of the direction my camera is pointing. But if your final image looks a bit skewed, don't be too disappointed, because what I can see on the screen is a little bit different to what I can see on the page. Continue on. We've got ourselves a bit of a, okay, started off as a triangle, but now it's a bit of a square. Put a bit of a square here, or a diamond, or a kite, or whatever you want to call it. That'll be the nose, and then we'll make the line kind of go like that, tapering out, and that will be underneath the mouth. So you kind of got like a three-dimensional cube triangle thing going on. we'll have another shape kind of like this, but narrower and flatter. So we'll kind of bring it down to about there, and bring a line down to there, and close it off kind of like that. I'm not going to be, explaining exactly point by point. You can more or less see what I'm doing, and you can apply that to your own drawing. Basically, what we're doing here is just roughly putting in the shape of this more scientifically accurate Spinosaurus. So we've got the head. We will put in a rough neck. This will be the back of the head. Now keep in mind, this part will be invisible for the most part. It's just more for our references of where the neck should be going. So I'm going to draw the neck in kind of like that, and kind of like that. Now we'll be erasing a lot of this down the line, but this is more just for our reference. I'm just going to make sure that my image is in focus. I think it is. Hopefully it is. This may need to be a bit narrower. We'll just... I've pointed this out in other drawings, I'm sure, but the point of, drawing with pencil is that we'll put in lines where we want the lines to go. We might not like where that line ends up being, and would change the position of the line. Okay, put in a shoulder here. Circle for the shoulder. And in my initial sketch, I think I was complaining that the arms looked a bit too long, so I'll put in some kind of cylinder shapes here. Sort of cylinder. And probably more just two lines. But I've seen some people actually already using my other drawing of the dragon, so even though my descriptions may not be the best, it's proven that, people can at least use the videos as a point of reference to draw your own things. So what we'll do now is draw... one day I will figure out a good way to explain how to draw a thigh piece, but for now, that will be the thigh. Give it a knee. And I've learnt that apparently, scientifically speaking, Spinosaurus has short hind legs. Apparently. I really should be using a skeletal reference, but to be honest, that drawing sketch that I did was using no real major references at all, just sketched it out the top of my head. So I don't actually know what the feet will look like properly, but let's just put in a bit of a triangular shape just as a reference point of where we might want that foot to go. Might have the foot coming back a little bit. We'll look into that later. Wasn't sure if I had an eraser somewhere. I had one somewhere. How professional of me. Oh, and there's a hair tie. Okay. I think I want this arm to be coming up a little bit, so that's going to be the shape of the forearm. And I'm going to have a bit of a square going like this. Going to bring out a claw, a big claw there. So think of it like a half moon shape. I'm not going to explain the actual, shapes that you should be doing, because, my drawings are a little bit complex. If you can follow along, that's awesome. If you can't, then just, enjoy watching me draw, I guess. As I've explained in other videos, I'm sure. Gonna do another finger. Claw finger there. And a claw finger there. And some more claws. And down the track, I am planning on getting myself a better microphone. I think this microphone built into my webcam isn't too bad, but I want to get an even better quality. I want to raise my production value down the track, so I'm gonna put the other arm here. Speaking of arm, I have an itchy arm. In my previous videos, that would have been edited out, but I think I'm just going to leave all this in and see how we go. It didn't work too badly for my other video. Think we'll have the claw here. A big claw there. Because apparently Spinosaurus was quadpedal. Quadpedal. I'm pretty sure I pronounced quadpedal right to begin with. If not, I'm sure someone will pull me up on that. Hold on a second. Found my eraser, which is good because I don't quite like the position of that hand. So I'm gonna rub it out. So it's Staedtler eraser, but hey, you can use any eraser you want as long as it's not crap. I almost think I want this arm to be at a slightly different angle, kind of like that. This bit is usually a little bit rough, kind of hard to explain, but you'll see you'll see how it looks after I've drawn in the lines, I'm sure. Kind of like that. I'll probably end up drawing better from the get-go if I explain less to begin with and explain more after I've done the fact. So there's the top arm, the bottom arm, going through the lower jaw, but don't worry, that just basically comes with drawing. It doesn't matter if it's rough to begin with because this is the layout stage, and then we refine it down the track. Next we will pull a line out here, and this will be the tail. So I'm going to have a long line, because this is kind of where the spine would be, from the neck, through the body, through the pelvis, and you'd have a line. Make sure I can keep that in the video. It'll be kind of crappy if you can't see it. Maybe I'll have to pull my camera out. That's another bit that normally I would edit out, but I'm trying to reduce my need of editing and just get it right out as quickly as I can in these videos for now, while my computers aren't going too well. So there's okay, this would be, as you can see, this is the body. It's a tubular shape, but the tail doesn't quite come out from the bottom bit. It sort of goes about there and then continues out. And I'm going to try my best to teach you how to do a folding around tail. I'm going to make the tip of the tail around there. Now, what some of you might end up doing with your tails is doing it like, say, I'll rough it in because for the most part it's right. Most of you probably draw it like that. Like so. That's rough, but you know, that's how you guys usually probably draw it. A point or a tip I can give you guys and girls, because you know, lots of people of multiple genders watch my videos. Sorry, that little bit is actually annoying me. Come on, get off there. I don't even know what that is. It's not a raising off. Annoying. But anyway, the best way to make this seem more three-dimensional is to draw a line the top spine part, then continue the line around here, because, okay, this would be where there's a tube. Actually, maybe I'll do a bunch of little lines to kind of give you an idea of the shape of this tubed tail. I won't explain what I'm doing fully, but you'll get the idea. It's like, think of it as a three-dimensional wireframe. You can probably see right now as I'm going along that these are the tubes that make the construction of the tail. And, you know, can make them more disc shape. Actually, maybe I should call them discs. I think that's technically the term. And see how around here they get rounder and around here they get narrower. I'm not teaching you how to draw. Okay, the idea is I'm not teaching you how to draw cylinders right now. I'm trying to explain the fact that the spine goes along the top of these discs. And see, that would be the top, the top, the top, the top. This would be the top of that part of the disc. That would be the top of that part of that disc. That'd be the top of that part of the disc, etc., etc., etc. And, you know, up around here, it's quite easy. But around here, see, that would be the top of the disc. That'd be the top of the disc, and that's the outer edge. That's the top of the disc around there. Top of the disc, even though the circle comes out about there, and then, you know, you can see what's happening now, I hope. And then you just kind of connect those lines. We'll connect these lines. Get that line connecting out from that side. And then what we will do is erase these discs, leaving only the lines, like so. And as you can see, we've got that. I mean, it's a bit messy at the moment, we'll refine that, but you can see that line that acts as the spine. Actually, I'm going to try and clean this up right now. And while I'm erasing and cleaning up this line, and that beep was me turning off my fan, because it's summer in Australia. For the Americans watching, and I'm sure there's quite a lot of you, I think you guys are dealing with snow right now. We're dealing with this week and last week has actually been pretty good temperature wise, but it has been about, like, I think it's been about 40 degrees, 38 to 40 degrees most days during summer here in Australia, which doesn't seem much, but when you're talking Celsius, that usually turns out to be, I think, like 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's been bloody warm. I should probably use more Aussieisms in my videos at some point. That might get me some more viewers being all, "G'day folks, how you going? Oh, I'm a bloody Aussie." But yeah, no. Maybe I'll do another channel or something like that. No, I probably won't. Anyway, I shut up about that. That's just me rambling and not procrastinating. Tangenting. Not a proper word, but I'm using it anyway. So there's the body, there's the tail, there's the leg. Really should have another leg in here, so thinking of this in a three-dimensional sense, the other leg would be about there. All this thigh piece is going to be invisible, but I draw it in so I get a better idea three-dimensionally of where the leg is going to go. So leg, ankle. See, very loose, very light, but kind of like that. That's not too bad. And then to finish it off, we'll put the spine, the sail or the spine in. I think I'm fitting that in the picture. Well, let's see. Shuffle that down a little bit. Make the spine kind of pointy. Like in the past, I would have drawn a Spinosaurus, a sail like that. But if you look at some new skeletons and illustrative depictions, it doesn't actually quite look like that. It has a point out here, a bit of a point out here, and it kind of comes in like that. But what I have grown to really like is that the sail, spine, whatever you want to call it, sort of comes down here and follows down through the tail. Or I'm going to draw it like that because I feel like it. And also, because this is meant to be an aquatic dinosaur, could you really imagine this with feathers? No? Good, neither can I. To be honest, I think the sail is a little bit too far down the back. The beauty of pencils is you can erase it and try it again. So that's what I'm going to do. Erase it, try it again. Oh, I've erased more of his head than I wanted. Let's just fix that in. Okay, maybe I'll have the spine more like up here. Flowing it down there. And go it down like that towards the tail. Twirl it around. Don't know where the accent's coming from, just is. And let's just put in some lines for the sail. More or less like that. So, like roughly, it's getting there. Head could use some more work, but it's getting there. Okay. Holy crap, we're at 22 minutes. This could be a long video, like always. Well, it's a more complicated angle, so a more complicated angle requires more complicated descriptions. So what we'll do now is we'll put in some of the features of the head. I'm not going to describe too intently what I'm doing. You're going to look at what I'm doing, and you're just going to sort of follow along. Bit of a curve there. It appears that Spinosaurus has a bit of a spiky thing coming up off the top of its head. A long snout. I'm giving it a bit of a slight curve, just because I reckon it looks cooler, slightly curved. A knobbly nose. A bit of a knobbed bit there. Gonna do the jaw, and I'm using no skeletal references, so I probably could draw this better. What I think I might do is, I'm doing this three-dimensionally. What I'm going to do is, I've got another video of me drawing a Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park, profile view. I'll do another version of that, but in a more specific, like more scientifically accurate. I've got a lot of drawings that I need to do. Well aware that I'm a couple of months behind in drawings, to be honest, but hey, I'm back. So we'll catch up on all that stuff. We'll refine the bottom of the mouth. So I think it'll be like that. Draw some teeth. Just give it about that shaped, spiky. I think we all know what teeth look like. Don't make your teeth, or you could make your teeth like, you know, just spiky like that if you want, but I don't really draw them like that. I give them a bit of a curve, kind of like a shark fin. Think of it like shark fins. Some of them are big, some of them are small. Make them a little bit random to give it that organic, natural vibe. And the teeth come out about there, for, you know, good for catching fish. Because, you know, I felt like saying that in a New Zealander accent, catching some fish. put some teeth down there. And I would be normally using my other pencil, but I put the wrong lead in, so I've got a 3H lead in there. I mean, it's not the wrong lead, but it leaves a darker, sharper line, which is more difficult to erase when you're planning things out. So these are the teeth. So probably, yeah, leave it to about there. I'm going to draw in at the bottom of the jaw. I think I might do a few Spinosaurus drawings actually, because I saw this really cool sculpture which I want to draw. That may just be a complete time lapse, because, you know, sometimes when I want to draw, I don't feel like recording things and teaching, I just feel like drawing them. This is the other part of the lower jaw, and you see how that was a line. Now I'm just changing my lines a bit now, giving it a bit of a curve in. Curve it in and curl it, give it a U-turn. What I'm going to do here, just to make it look a bit more three-dimensional, I'm going to add another line here, so it gives you a top edge vibe. I should really do that up here as well. I'll do that as well, but you know, down here, I'm giving it a bit of a top edge. So I'll do that line around here as well. Give it a top edge. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you can see what I mean visually. So you just draw that extra line, and that kind of looks like you've got a bit of an edge going on. I'm going to draw in the tongue. So just draw in. I'm going to give it a bit of a humanesque tongue that points out. I mean, its tongue might not even... You never know, Spinosaurus might not even have a tongue for all I know. But just for all intents and purposes, I'm going to give it a bit of a tongue that looks like it's flicking out, going to grab a fish. So curl it out. What I like to do when I do my tongues actually is I like to give it a bit of a curve down there so it connects to the bottom of the mouth. I may not even keep the tongue, to be honest, but hey, who knows. I'm going to erase these lines from the mouth so that it doesn't look like it's got a mouth. I don't even know what. It's like 2:45 AM right now, so my descriptions probably aren't the best. Not that my descriptions are very good at the best of times. I'm going to give it a bit of an eye socket. Going to give it an eye. Oh, you can't even see that. Sorry. Okay. Eye socket. Give it an eye. I think the skeleton has a bit of a shape here, so we'll just give it a bit of a skull shape there. My neck's starting to hurt. Just gonna crack my neck a little bit. This would normally be edited out, but editing is time consuming. I have no time for editing. All I have time for is drawing and uploading. So for the time being, until I've got a laptop, these videos are just going to be unedited, raw, raw videos, raw dinosaurs. Okay, that was lame. I just drew some little details in there just unconsciously. So, to be honest, his jaw is looking a little bit lame, I think. I was going to give him a bit more of a stronger jaw. Do it more like this. Give him a stronger jaw, I think. Just like, you know, that looks better. Probably should put some teeth in there. In the lower jaw, put some teeth. Now, I was actually, maybe I should have, for this video, If I did though, it'd be recorded twice. But I was gonna live stream this, but as you know, I'm gonna figure out a live stream at some point. But now's not the time. I'm too tired to live stream. Normally I'd edit that out, but you know, those are the teeth. You might be able to see them. You probably can't. That's okay. Okay, there's the head. Let's draw a slightly more detailed shoulder. There'd probably be like a shoulder bone here, but we're just focusing on the arm shape now. Draw it in like so. Bit of a shoulder curve. Another line there for the fold, and draw it in down like that. Give it an elbow. A forearm. Sometimes these lines are pretty much the same as what I originally drew down, which means it's not really that much different to the original. It's just, yeah. At nearly 3 a.m., like I said, my descriptions aren't the best, but I wanted to draw, so that's what I'm doing. I am putting in the calf, refining my lines. Maybe I'll bring that line out a little bit, so it kind of looks like a muscle. And the reason I've got little lines like that is just they're kind of like foldy muscle textures, wrinkles, something like that. Like you probably see like some characters, you'll see like they have muscles that look like this. They just have add lines or whatever, so that's kind of what I'm just doing. I'm going to put in a bit of, I'm actually using this shape of the other thigh. I'm actually going to use that line as the rib cage shape. I'm going to put in a bit of the belly torso folding into the leg curl, like I don't know if you guys visually study animals, but they sometimes have, from the torso to leg, they have a bit of a stretched shape there, which is what I decided to add in there. I'm drawing a knee, the calf. Wrong calf. I like to add in little weird little tidbits in like that just for the hell of it. I'm going to draw in some lines for the ribs. I imagine that's the kind of shape the ribs would be. And I'm going to erase some of these lines now. Well, I'm really feeling that tiredness. Roar. Yes, I roar when I yawn. I'm a dinosaur man, what can I say? I'm gonna, I don't even know if you can see that light line in there, but I'm gonna fold it in to make that neck have a bit of a chest shape. Kind of like that. The back of this head's there. Yeah. Okay. That gets a bit tricky sometimes. I'm visualizing 3D where the okay. I drew it in the original. As you can see, there's that line that I'm trying to depict, but I think the head placement is better in this drawing. Therefore, the placement of that line is kind of behind the head, so it won't actually be drawing that line after all. That's okay. We'll draw the back, bit of spine, kind of draw where a line for where the hip would be, pelvis, I guess. I'm going to draw in that tail a little bit more refined. Don't think it's actually going to be as thick. Make it a little bit narrower. My line's actually rather rough. Oh, and I just cracked my lead. Sorry if that was loud. I think people will comment possibly then, RIP headphones. I'm going to just rotate my hand around. I find when drawing long curved lines, you're better off using the curve motion of your wrist as a bit of a natural curve. I should have done this video earlier today, but I was helping a friend, driving them home. Yes, anyway, my brain was going off somewhere there. I don't know where it went. Probably went to sleep, to be honest. Okay, I'm drawing in a line here to refine the top of the spine. I'm hoping that you can sort of see. Don't think you can because I can't see my preview video, but hey, you can kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. I don't mind the shape of these spines either. I might just kind of make random lines. They kind of taper in, as you can kind of see, moving in towards the spine. Because, you know, Spinosaurus would have spines, but we're not drawing the actual spines, the vertebrae shapes. We're just kind of drawing the illusion of the vertebrae edges. Because that's what these lines are. These lines are meant to be the vertebrae bumps, as it were. That seems right. What I might do is just draw in the top of these vertebrae spines, because, you know, they're under skin. I'm just going to connect them like sort of webbingly, give them little lumps, little tiny lumps that also connect to a direction. That probably makes no sense, but you can see where I'm going, hopefully. Okay, we're following the shape of the spine down. Okay, just for the record, this is not a product placement. I just want some mints, and this is what I'm eating. It's not a product placement at all. I need some fresh breath. Again, that would have been edited out if I was going to be editing this video, which I'm not. It's kind of fun, just free balling it. Drawing these lines. I'm putting in a little bit too much detail, I think, but that's okay. I might make the lower part of these edges a bit more darker and then lightening out those lines just to give it a bit of, I don't know, the illusion of pressure, maybe, is what I'm looking for. A light gradient in my line, maybe. Basically, I'm just putting some little texture detail lines. Actually, because this is just going to be random brain rambling just the next moment, but because I'm going over to a friend's place for Australia Day, I think I might upload this video during Australia Day. That way, I'll be uploading it while I'm out, and when I come back home, it should be uploaded. This video will probably take me a good 12 hours, possibly more, to upload, because Australia has fantastically crap internet speeds. Like, I think I uploaded like 500 kilobytes a second or something, I don't know. It's like, either way, a 2 gigabyte video file takes me about 12-ish hours to upload, I think. My math is a bit wrong, it's been a little while since I've done it. And also that's after I've used that Handbrake application to compress the video. So yeah, takes a while to upload these videos. It didn't go so bad with the with that dragon that I just did. I'm not even explaining what I'm doing. What am I doing? I think, well, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm refining little bits of detail now, really. It's more, the general shape of here is done. I'm just kind of putting little bits of detail in where I think needs to be added. I'm going to draw some cylindrical shapes here for the neck, I think. Just so you can kind of see that there's a neck there. Otherwise it looks a bit weird, I think. That's not too bad. I think that works. I'm going to erase some of these rough lines now from the head. And now I've got Black Star by David Bowie stuck in my head, which isn't a bad thing. I quite love the song, but I've got it stuck in my head right now. I'm a black star, I don't know the rest of the lyrics. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. I think another video I'm gonna do the tail. I'm gonna do the. I think I'll do some like detailing in the skin in another video because I kind of think this one needs it. Okay, I'm trying to draw in some toes. I'm trying not to do this too fast, but I'm aware that I am too fast for some of you viewers, which I apologize. And again, like I've explained in all my other videos, when it comes to drawing feet and that, I always start with the claws, because the claws are a good indication of the spread of the toes, the flatness of the feet, I guess. Because okay, here's my hand. Here's my hand. I'd be pointing that way because it's flat. It wouldn't be like, you know, that or whatever. It's probably not explaining it very well. It's late, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm not making it like, you know, flat like that. I'm making it flat like, you know, pointing towards you. It's that whole three-dimensional viewing angle, which can be complicated to say the least. Like, I can imagine if you're a beginner drawer or, you know, not as skilled as you would like to be, it's three-dimensionalism is another skill to learn, which can be a very difficult thing to wrap your head around sometimes. I mean, I've found, like, for some reason, it's always this foot. It's always is this left foot or right foot? Either way, this foot, on all the dinosaurs that I've drawn, this particular toe I usually find difficult as well, and I've had many people telling me that I'm a fantastic artist, and I thank you all, but hey, even us skilled artists have our challenges and difficulties in certain parts of the body, or anything of drawing. I don't think that's too bad of a foot. I could probably do it better, but, you know, for now, that's how this is going to go. I'm going to put in the other foot, I think. I may end up doing this video better down the track. We'll see. I still have to draw that, I still have to do the Dilophosaurus. I still have to do Rexy smashing through Spinosaurus skeleton properly. And I still have to redo a few of my videos because I don't actually have the original well, the unedited videos, the non-time-lapse videos of those, they have no annotations at all. I was just drawing them because I felt like drawing. They weren't initially. Beanie Draws wasn't intended to be a tutorial channel. It was just me drawing, but you guys love my tutorial or attempts at making tutorials, so that's what I'm doing from now on. I'm trying to do these video tutorials, and oh man, I'm going into a sleepy descriptive phase, stage or whatever. Also, I've had a few Uber passengers I've told about my drawing tutorials. I don't imagine any of them have watched these videos or watched this far into them, but if you guys have, let me know. I mean, the rest of my viewers, you'll have watched this far, I'm sure. But if you're an Uber passenger that I've had, let me know in the comments. Say hi. I had a lift in your car once. And then I reckon I did just a cool little, sweet. They did actually check out my channel after I told them about it. But yeah, didn't want to drive tonight. I was too tired to drive, so I decided to draw instead. Finishing those lines for the spine. Might give it a bit of a shoulder bone thing there. The problem with drawing and scribing when tired is descriptions don't work. So I'm just drawing, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. Like, see, there's a little bit of a wiggly wobbly line, padding for the fingers, another claw bump thing. Hopefully my tired explaining, even if crappy to follow, hopefully it's at least entertaining to listen to. I have heard that some people like my voice. There's like one or two people in particular who quite like the sound of my voice, so hey, hopefully this is just, entertaining listening to an Australian bloke talk about art. Yes, sir. Anyway. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I think that'll do. Then I'll do the other arm. So that bit of the shoulders, like that part. And this down in the elbow bend, the inner elbow, is being covered by the lower jaw. Then just finish that up. I don't think I can draw this hand the way that I want it at the moment. I'm just gonna deal with it. Big claw, because I think the thumb claw is bigger on a Spinosaurus. Possibly not. I don't know. I have to study the skeletons better. Padding. Hopefully you can actually hear what I'm saying, because I'm talking a bit quieter now, because it is, it is 3 AM now, literally. I'm just erasing some more of these lines. Erase the neck lines a bit, and then I'm going to tidy the whole thing up a bit, add some details here and there, and I think that might actually be it for this video. See, right now this would be where I'd shove in a time lapse. Again, I'm not editing this video, so there's no time lapse, so you just have to watch me boringly erase lines. I should think of some crazy annotations or hijinks or whatever to include while I'm erasing. I can't think of any right now. Other than maybe, oh crikey, Stone the Crow, Struth, oh, bloody hell, Vegemite, kangaroos, bloody dingo stole my baby, something like that. What other typical Australian things do Americans? Oh yeah, it's like we pronounce it apricot. You guys call it apparently apricot. Your cookies are our biscuits, and our biscuits are your cookies. So like our Anzac biscuits you would call them Anzac cookies or something like that. And Vegemite is apparently disgusting depending on who you talk to. We drink VB, which is a beer. We don't ride kangaroos because that would hurt their backs. Kangaroos are dangerous. They can kill you because they can get on their tails and kick you in the stomach. Basically anything in Australia is typically dangerous. Even koalas actually are dangerous. They have big claws. Otherwise, how are they going to hold onto a tree? How are they going to climb up a tree if they don't have claws? And that is how, you know, they don't drop from the sky like a typical drop bear, but they can. I don't know if you just saw that. I flung my pencil. Again, this would be a point where I'd edit it out. But I'm not editing this video, so just deal with that little bit of a blooper. But yeah, koalas can be a bit dangerous, so can possums. Spiders are dangerous. Flies will kill you, because, you know, they'll fly onto you and they'll punch you out and go, oi, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just being stupid now. It's that time of night. I'm trying to be entertaining. I think that's more or less done, really. Alright, let's call that done for now. I will do another video of me doing the detailing and rendering and shading, I think. But for this video, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, wait, I was going to draw a fish in there. Nah, I'll leave it as it is. That's not too bad. You'll be happy with that. I was going to draw as you can see, I was going to draw a fish in there in the water, but I might continue that on in another video. But hey, you guys wanted to watch, I'm guessing, well, you guys don't mind watching how to draw a Spinosaurus. There's lots of other things you guys want to see me do, which I will get to down the track. I'm also going to have I want to draw some Star Wars characters as well from episode 7. But yeah, for now, that is how to draw a Spinosaurus. More scientifically accurate than the previous ones I've done. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like this rambling, unedited style, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, you know, down the track I will refine my, I might even get better at my commenting and narrating down the track. But for now, I think that's pretty good. That'll teach you guys how to draw another dinosaur. You guys can draw this. If you do chuck it onto Instagram, hashtag Beanie draws, so I can just, you know, search the hashtags and go, oh sweet, there's some more awesome artworks people have drawn. Because when I do, like, usually I'll search a hashtag, like say Indominus Rex hashtag, and I'll see that on Instagram and I'll go, oh sweet, that looks like my kind of drawing. I'll like it, and generally you guys will notice. That's how you guys find out about me, because I'll like your drawing, like, hey, it's Beanie. So yeah, keep that up. That's awesome. I really got to get to, and I was meant to do a video for my 4,000 subscriber mark, but the 5,000 mark is very close, if not already here. So I really got to get together, see if I can spend a few hours editing so I can get together a nice, massively huge compilation of all the different drawings and results I've seen so far, because there's a lot of them now, which I'm thankful for. I'm glad you guys are liking it. So yeah, before this video gets to an hour long, I'm just going to leave it here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Cheerio for now.